Welcome back to episode number 3 of Arc Primal Fear Survival Evolved. Now we start this episode off pretty easily. We go into our fertilizer and dump all the dino feces that we've collected over the past few nights, or however long I've been off the server. So we just dump that into our 2 compost bins that we have right outside so we can keep our farm alive. Then we're off for an adventure. Then we take our Patchy that we tamed last episode out for some gathering of resources, some berry, wood, thatch, and all the good stuff that we need. And then while we were pumping some levels into our Patchy, we happened to come across an alpha Hyamdon, and it wanted to kill us. So since it hits for so hard, I decided I need some healing stew as I was pumping levels into my guy. We, however, kind of match what they were hitting us for. Then a second one comes out of nowhere. So we did the smartest thing possible, which was run away. As we were running, we ran into an elder defense unit. So instead, we went back and took on the alpha Hyamdons one at a time. Then we ball our Apache back up, and we decide to go back, but we decide that it's much faster to go back on foot. And that's exactly what we do. So we take off on our way back to our base. Now once we get back, we check our crops, and then we start storing everything back in our bins. We also use all our narco berries to set up some narcotics so we can start taming some more. Then we decide we need a better farm. This isn't gonna cut it. So we got some stone foundations and we start setting those up. Once we got those down, we started placing our large crop pots. And of course, we have to set up our pipelines, that way our water comes through. Then we go back to create some greenhouse walls, but we don't have many materials, so we can only afford 4 and a door. Now that we have those made, we have to place them down, that way our crops can get some greenhouse effect. After that, I decided to go AFK for a little bit because I had to do some stuff. So here's a little time lapse of me watching the plants grow. And when we came back, it was time for another adventure. But as we jumped, we saw there was a manta in the water, so we quickly dived away from it. And as we look around for another safe area, we saw there's another manta, so we're just gonna have to go for it. We safely make it to land, and now begins our hunt for a new pterodon. And we come across this level 540 pterodon, and we just have to have it. So we bolo him up, and then we begin just stabbing him in the face with our narcotic pike. Well, it's not a pike, it's a spear. But we lost track of time and didn't realize we weren't going to be able to catch him. So it took off. We tried to bolo him back down, but he just did not want to come back down. That was a lost cause. Out of spite for not being able to get the pterodon, we decided to kill the dodos around us. But then we ran into this level 100 and we ran out of bolas because we completely missed that one. So we try to see what kind of materials we need, and we only need thatch and fiber. So we're gonna go on a little mission to get some thatch and fiber, but we run into some more dodos and we kill them. Then we run into this toxic dodo who tried to attack us. So we stab it a few times, but then we realize that maybe we can tame this dodo as well. So instead of stabbing him, we begin throwing our spears at him and stabbing him with our spears, in hopes that we can knock it out and tame it. Now to speed this part up, because it took us quite a while to be able to knock him down, and he only had 3,000 torpor. So we were, however, able to get him down, but we don't have any toxic kibble, so we have to come back for it. We set off back on our mission to get some more bolas so we can get a flyer. Now that we have the materials, we craft up 10, so that way if we miss, we have enough to get them. Then we make our way back to this level 100 pterodon. We begin stabbing him with our pike, but lucky us, it broke and we didn't have any more. So we just punched him until we can knock him out. We fed him some raw prime meat, and by the time he was tamed up, it was nighttime already. And we didn't have enough to create a saddle, so we decided that we're gonna have to ball this guy up. So we use our soul trap, put him in a ball, and then we make our way back to our base. On our way back, we run into these giant turtles, and then an alpha dodo as well. So we kill this turtle because we need keratin in order to make a saddle, and then we kill the dodo because the dodo attacked us first. It took us a little while, but we singled out the dodo, and then we went back for the giant turtle. But for some weird reason, there was a turtle underneath the ground, and it started fighting me as well. So now we have 2 turtles to kill. Take the lower leveled out one first, and then we go for the higher level. Both fairly easy to defeat, and we harvest their body for the keratin. We also harvest out the dodo for his hide. Thankfully, after killing those 2 giant turtles, we have enough to create our pterodon saddle. So that's exactly what we do. We craft our pterodon saddle, we pack our things, ball up our patchy, and then we finally can be up in the air. Now after pumping a few levels into our weight, some stamina, we make our way back home just to find a chaos dodo wyvern. So we ball our pterodon up because we don't want to lose it since we just got it, and we decide to make our way on foot. We do have these gliders, so hopefully that makes our life a little easier, but you guys will soon see it does not make our life any easier. Now we're so close to our home, it's right over there on that other rock, but for some reason this dodo wyvern wants to come even closer to us. Now we hide a little bit, try to make our way around him so he doesn't come after us and just kill us. And then it just gets even closer. Now it looks like it's coming directly at me, but never does it agitate on me. So we ran away. Now in the distance we can see another tribe's base, but this dodo wyvern does not want to leave me alone, and now I am scared. So we keep doing the same thing, running around this rock, trying to make our way around. And now that it looks like we're free and clear, we run away from our base. That way if we die, that dodo wyvern doesn't stay hovering over our base. Now we were looking for that pterodon that we saw earlier, the level 500, when we ran into this primal trike. And then this is where all our mistakes began. So I wasn't paying attention and I ran out of stamina, right as the primal tech parasaur got us. Now begins about maybe 2 hours of death, because that's exactly what happened to me. So we respawned, and see that the dodo wyvern is still hovering our base. So we try to make our way back, but we get killed by this alpha griffin. And as we finally make it to our body, we're hovering over, we see the tech parasaur, and a scorpion kills me. I was tranquilized, and then I was murdered. Now we make it back to our body, and we think we have a chance, but we didn't have a chance. Now this is our third or fourth run already, and we run into a wandering loot boss, and he just wipes us off the map. We thought we could have made it away. Like, we were doing good, we weren't getting hit by him. And then arc happens. I got stuck on a branch. And then we get attacked by a Manicore and an Alpha Reaper Cleave. Now after all those deaths, I decided to ask for some help from some of the members on the server. They decided that they won't take me up, but they'll help me clear out the area. So they told me to just run to my body and they'll destroy everything in our path. And that's exactly what we do. And here's a little clip of how we got all our items back. And finally, at last, we have all our items back. We have our pterodon, so we hop on it and head back home because it's been a long process to get him back. Now, once we make it back, we ball him up. We put him into our soul terminal because we do not want to lose the only pterodon we had. We deposit him, we deposit our Apache, and then we go back to our community center where we meet with Nightwing, which was the guy who helped us get our items back. And he said to come because he has a little gift for us. And when I mean little, I mean huge gift for us. We thought this was the gift. It was going to be a Primal Pike blueprint and some narcotics, and I was okay with that. I was perfectly fine with this. But then he starts dumping stuff out, and you can see everything that he just gave us. So he basically set us up for endgame. Now back at the base, we're checking ourselves out in this Origin Primal gear. So we go back to work now. We have enough material to create our greenhouse, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish setting up our greenhouse, so we place all our walls and everything down. Let's speed it up a little bit, that way you guys don't have to sit through everything. And now our crops have the greenhouse effect. So after all that, we deposit all our items and get ready to log out. And before we go, I'd like to thank you guys, and I hope you guys subscribe and like the video.